Alright, the next case. The Liberation Front's plot was larger than we anticipated, involving simultaneous bombing operations across the city. Despite our best efforts, we were unable to track down all of them at the time. One of these explosions happened in a large downtown office building, close to the end of working hours. Although the casualty reports are still being compiled, estimates hint at dozens of dead, missing, and wounded. Our explosive forensic team claims a shortwave radio signal was used to detonate the bomb, and that it was expertly placed on the 13th floor of the building. The floor was being renovated for the past few months and was empty at the time of the explosion. Unfortunately, due to the construction work, the CCTV system on the floor was not operational. By sifting through the recordings of the elevator cameras, we managed to identify 3 people who briefly stayed on the 13th floor on the day of the explosions. These people are currently our strongest leads and may provide further insights. They have voluntarily consented to be questioned. Maya Clark is an employee at Giroshiba Inc., an electronics retailer that rented the 3 floors below the one where the explosive was placed. She has no criminal record and her performance report shows she's a hardworking, committed employee. While we cannot establish a motive at this time, Clark had free access to the building and ample opportunity to set up the explosives. At the very least, she might provide useful information about the co-workers, the other people in the elevator, or about the events during that day, opening up new leads. We have not been able to dig up much about Noah's past. He has had several name changes throughout the years, and his most recent medical record state he's a suspect of suffering from a form of schizophrenia. For the past year, Alex Noah has been receiving care and medication from Humanitas, a charity founded by Gabriel Adams. His mental instability makes him a possible suspect, and his association with the Adams might have allowed him access to the 13th floor. A well-known and respected local priest, Gabriel Adams, has been preaching in the city for the last years. More recently, he has founded Humanitas, a Christian charity focused on helping people with disabilities or special needs and reintegrating them into society. Humanitas has had great success and has received donations and funding from several high-profile philanthropists. Incidentally, the 13th floor is where the future headquarters of the expanding charity would have been located. Adams had unrestricted access to the building, so he cannot be ruled out from the suspect. Let's bring them in. Alright, let's try this one. We don't have a time limit here, so I should be able to ask them as many questions as possible. Miss Clark, we have a video of you taking the elevator to the floor where the bomb was placed. They said the terrorists weren't targeting our company specifically. Oh, you mean the 13th floor? Because you were there, we hope you could help us understand what happened. Well, I didn't see much. I mean, there wasn't much to see, you know. Hello, thank you for agreeing to answer a few questions. No problem. Questions about what? We just have a few questions about the explosion in the office building you work in. It was quite a tragedy. What happened, I mean, not the questions. I have a few more personal questions. Sure. Any family we should notify that you are with us. Well, my mother, I mean, she'll be fine. It's fine. Do you live in the city? Yes, moved in. Came here a few years ago for work. Where do you work? Well, nowhere right now. I mean, I used to work in the office building that blew up, but it blew up. What is it you do? I'm in sales manager. Used to be, at least. Not sure where the company stands right now. What does a sales manager do? I coordinate different sales efforts. I assign sales territories, set quotas, organize and mentor the sales team, assign sales training, write sales plans. I guess it's similar to being a manager in any other field. Did any coworker seem suspicious to you in any way? Just a couple run on the mill sexual harassment, but probably not terrorists. I hear you. HR doesn't really do anything about them, does it? Nope, just simple stuff without discernible effect. Or maybe something serious, just if the infraction is obvious. Half of those nasty are best buds with the boss of HR anyway. Okay. Well, sales culture invites that type, I guess. But we've got to move on already. That sales isn't an excuse. That can't see it anymore. Not if they actually want women in this field for real. How can sexual harassment be run off the mill? That doesn't usually happen in office. What planet do you live on? Because I want to go there. Going a month without being sexualized propositions of be hearing just joking sexism is a rare blessing. It happened every fucking single day, every freaking minute all around the world. So it's impossible. People make sex jokes every fucking single time. Like, that's the only thing they can think of. Like, real. Did you spot anyone suspicious from the other floors or staff? No, I mean, there was this janitor that was stealing soap, but they fired him. Did you enjoy your work? No, not really. I mean, I don't think about it like that. Money is money. I'm good at sales, and I gotta focus on my passions the rest of the time. Can you remind me? Okay. So you were still... Let's talk about something else. You tolerate your job because it gives you the money to pursue your passions. Would you like to talk to me about them for a second? Well, I don't see how they're in any way relevant to the investigation. I mean, I don't think they are anything special. Unlike what everyone likes, hanging out with friends, traveling, a bit of martial arts, a bit of art. So you say you're liking hanging out with friends? Yes, please, if you want to know something about the explosion, you can just ask me, otherwise I would like to go home now. You said you like traveling. Any favorite destinations? Okay. Let's talk about something else. I have some questions about what happened on the 13th floor. Okay, why did you go to the 13th floor? It was always free, barely anyone there, calm and quiet. What did you do while you were there? I just sat somewhere and smoked a bit. I mean, it's a quiet place, you know? What usually goes on that floor? Nothing, just some construction. Well, sometimes it was being renovated. No one was working there. Who were the people you were with in the elevator? I don't know, I don't know. Just a priest with some guy. Did you see anyone else there? No one, really. I mean, other than the guys that were in the elevator with me. They stopped there too. Did you see anything out of the ordinary when you were there? I don't know, I wasn't really looking and nothing grabbed my attention. Do you often go to smoke on the 13th floor? Well, not very often. So I understand you went there to smoke. Yes. There's just nothing here. I have some questions about the explosions. Where were you when the explosion happened? I was on my way home, heading for the subway. You must have known the people affected by the explosion. How are you holding up? I'm fine, still processing all this, but I'll be fine. If at any point you feel overwhelmed when thinking of people affected by the explosion, let me know. Okay. Do you have any idea why someone would choose that specific building? No, it doesn't really make sense. There are many people in there. Maybe that's why. Do you have any witness who can corroborate? what you said about what you were. What? No, I was walking alone. I mean, there could be some subway surveillance footage, but finding that is your job, not mine. The bomb contained trace of peroxide, citric acid, and natural methane. I just familiar with this substance. That sounds like dangerous chemicals. I have no idea what they do. Let's talk about something else. I would like to talk about some other people. I have no idea what you're talking about. Was there anyone else on the 13th floor with you? I told you, just this priest and his friends. I mean, I guess they were friends. Let's talk about this priest. Sure, what about him? What impression did he give you? He seemed nice. I mean, dignified and all that. He had a nice voice too. Very soothing. Did you talk about anything? He saw me pulling out my light and gave me this whole speech about God living my body. And how I should love it too. Kinda cute. But also kinda creepy. But he also stopped on the 13th floor. Yeah, I told you. He did. Him and the guy he was with, I mean. Let's talk about this guy. Sure, whatever you say. He seemed really sad. He looked at that priest all the time like a puppy would. Did you talk about anything? Not really. I just caught him telling the priest, I hope they like me, or something like that. Broke my heart for all of 5 seconds. Well, not the way you think. The guy was probably talking about the Liberation Front people. I think he's trying to complete this act to get into their ranks or something. Let's talk about that janitor. Sure, but they fired him half a year ago. I didn't really talk to him, but all we know he was stealing soap. Was he angry or getting fired? I guess no one's likes getting fired. Have you seen him after he was fired? Well, I saw him downstairs a few weeks ago, talking with some guys, old co-worker friends, I think. I assume by this point you know about the Liberation Front. Look, I'm trying to help you as much as I can, but I really don't know much about them. How do you think about the ideals of the front? Sounds like an excuse to do evil to me. How do you feel about them doing things like this bombing here in the city? Angry, scared. Okay, I'm going to switch to this guy then. Hello, Mr. Nome. Wow, thank you for agreeing to answer a few questions. You're welcome. I think your input will be very useful in our investigation. Thinking is very important, just in regular amounts. I have some more questions for you. Then I'm the best guy to ask. Are you employed, Mr. Nowhere? I'm on medical leave, officer. I'll get back to work soon. Should we notify any family that you are with us right now? No need for that. I know my way home. What do your friends call you? Alex or Nowhere? They used to call me Bob, but I don't go by that anymore. So what should I call you? Alex is fine, or Nowhere. A combination in any order, really. I would like to ask some questions about your condition. Then or now? Let's talk about then, I guess. Then it's important to talk about even if it hurts. When did it start manifesting? I first heard the birds when I was 12. The woman came later when I was 18. Who are the birds? Well, they are not anymore for the most part. Who is the woman? Well, she went away for good. What symptoms did you have? They talked and I listened too much. They were very distracting. I couldn't focus. How did you live with your condition? I kept breathing. I focused on that and eating. That was important too. How did you deal with it? I didn't. Father Gabriel's charity dealt with it. Alex, we have a video of you taking the elevator to the floor where the bomb was placed. I'm glad that drones are still working. What? No, there were cameras in the elevator. We have a picture. Cameras in the elevator, huh? What will they think of next? Why did you stop on the 13th floor? The elevator stopped there because that's the button Father Gabriel pressed. Elevators are cool. Was there anyone else on that floor? There was this woman. She was smoking, sitting on a pile of concrete sacks. Did you see anything out of the ordinary on that floor? I tried not to see the extraordinary things, really. Or you would in the elevator. Father Gabriel, of course, and a woman. I don't know her name. I'm sorry. I should have asked. Just you, Father Gabriel, and me. If that's her name, then yes, just us. What did you do while you were on that floor? I look around. I played with some small concrete piece on the floor for a bit. Not much, honestly. I have some questions about the explosions. It was how the universe began. Oh, not that one. Yeah, sure, ask. Where were you when the explosion happened? In the car, I think. Well, heard about it on the radio. Do you know why anyone might have chosen that specific building? Because of the poor structure or design? That is awfully specific, Alex. You think about structural integrity a lot. Yeah, I've been thinking about that since the explosion. Makes sense, doesn't it? You're onto something, but who might be part of this conspiracy? It had to be someone with access, motive, and possibly delusions of power. Someone really should get a team to investigate this. So after all, where were you when the explosion happened? Do you know why anyone might have chosen this specific building? Okay, we look into this sort of thing. Did anyone you know get hurt in the explosions? No, they missed us this time. Bad coordination on their part. Huh. You think the terrorists was targeting you specifically? Yeah, they were after me. They fucked up the time, but not by much. Half an hour earlier, I'd be toast. Why would anyone want you dead? That's the part I'm still trying to figure out, man. Why would anyone want Father Gabriel dead? Yeah, that makes no sense. Kill him and he goes to heaven, so he's covered, right? What? Listen to me, Alex. No, Sasa, not after you, but if you help me. Alex, I think you're onto something. You have to get to them before they get to you. Don't worry about me. I keep my eyes open. Don't worry about me. I keep some eyes open. The bomb contained trace of parasite, citric acid, and nitromethane. Are you familiar with this substance? That's a string of nice words. Sounds like the sort of things you should ask at a hardware shop about, though. I have some questions about some other people. Questions about people. You're really a people's person. Was there anyone else on the 13th floor? There could have been hundreds of people there. I didn't see any, though. I have some questions about Father Gabriel. Yes, what about him? What is your opinion on him? Of him? If he ain't an angel, God should hire him ASAP. He's a really nice dude. Did you talk to him in the elevator or on the floor? Yeah, he said he was doing God's work with this news headquarters for Humanitas. We wanted open. Well, it was longer than that, but that was the gist of it. What did he do on the 13th floor? He said he has to inspect the refurbishing progress, so he went around, inspecting. Oh, Father. You sounds kind of suspicious to me. From that sentence of this guy. Who were you referring to when you were telling the priests you hope people like you? We were going to meet some people in nice suits and ask them for money. Huh. I have some questions about the woman. I don't think it was legal that she was smoking indoors. What impression did she leave behind? I don't like smokers. Did you talk to her on the elevator or on the floor? No, I'm sure of that. I made sure to look if her mouth was smoking. What did she do on the... Just sit somewhere and pollute the place with a stupid smoke? Okay. I assume by this point you know about this Liberation Front. No, who's that? They're the people who put up the bomb, Alex. Oh, all of them. I know them, right? What do you think about the ideas they're fighting for? I don't think anything. I don't believe they do much of it either. How do you feel about their aggressive means of pushing their agenda? Man, I really don't want to think about that. Screw that. When you're forced to work with them, you don't have the kind of killer Newtons needed to make me work with them. Alright, switch to Father Gabriel Adams. Hello, Mr. Adams. Thank you for agreeing to answer a few questions. Please call me Father Gabriel or just Gabriel. How can I help you? Just a few questions to help us clarify some element of this bombing situation. Nothing too hard. What a terrible tragedy that was. I do everything I can. God forgive those souls. I have a few more personal questions, and I would be happy to answer them. Where are you from, Father Gabriel? I work as a missionary for a long time. Home is a concept I'm just getting accustomed with. How long have you been preaching here in town? 6 years now. How the time flies. Any family we should notify that you're with us? I already told my wife I'd be late home tonight. It's fine. Thank you for the thought. What's your view on religion, Father? It's the ultimate human virtue. Our ability to worship is what elevates us from cattle. I can think of other virtues which are more important than faith itself. You try to convert those in your charity. Any souls deserve salvation. It's not by chance that they come to us. What made you turn to religion? I am sure that you all people understand the wickedness humans are capable of. It hides in all of us. Only through God's grace can the worthy few be saved. I can think about the virtues which are more important than faith itself. Oh, and what would that be? Our ability to think rationally elevates us from animals. While we're quite good at it, all animals have the ability to learn and apply what they have learned. Rational thought is not unique. I understand you're the leader of a charity, Humanitas. I'm glad you have heard of us. The support we have received has been a blessing. Of course, who better to lead charitable efforts than a priest? Well, I can sense the sarcasm in that sentence. I'm glad someone's trying to make this massive city better. I'll assure you, it's a labor of love done in His name. Do you think it's morally right to drag Alex from interview to interview just to boost your donations? It's an example of the good we're doing, and the faithless need such examples, I'm afraid. What does your charity do? We try to help those struck by misfortune and put them on a path of self-improvement. How did Alex get into contact with your charity? Well, it is actually a funny story. We were doing an outreach effort into a poor neighborhood, effectively a large and free buffet. Alex came to us with a boot and a pot, saying that he also wanted to help. His warm soul fought his inner demons even then, before receiving any support. What type of help do you usually offer to your disenfranchised recipients? Well, anything that they might require. We have a very case-by-case approach where we try to truly help each individual, rather than having ineffective programs that target the mass without actually making any meaningful change, as any good pastor does to his flock. What vulnerable groups do you target? Are the mentally ill one of them, or is Alex an exception? They look down after finishing their statement. All souls are equal in God's eyes. We help everyone that needs help, and yes, people like Alex do require help, but sadly so few also accept it. What is your role in this charity? I'm the chairman and the main spokesman. I do my best to promote the charity's value to the outside world. Who are your main donors? Our donations are anonymous, as I'm sure you understand. I'm sorry. I have a video of you taking the elevator to the floor where the bomb was placed. The bomb was in our future headquarters. Who would target a charity? You see why we think your help would be invaluable in understanding what happened? Absolutely. I tried to remember any relevant detail. Why did you stop on the 13th floor? I was there to inspect if the renovations were on schedule. There were a few delays in the past. Was there anyone else on that floor? No, the workers doing the refurbishing were not there that day. Did you see anything out of the ordinary on that floor? I'm sorry, but no, I spotted nothing unusual. Who were you with in the elevator? Alex was with me and a woman. She probably worked in the building. What did you do while you were on that floor? I assessed the status of the renovations for our future officer. I wasn't there for very long. There was little to look at. I have some questions about the explosions. I'm afraid I wasn't anywhere near when it happened, so I know very little. Where were you when the explosion happened? I was in my car with Alex. Someone called to tell me about the tragedy. Alex said the news came up on the radio. Did he? Oh yes, that's right. They frowned for a second, then not. Did anyone you know get hurt in the explosions? I had previously met with some executives that work there. I pray that they're safe. Alex says that the architects told you the building had poor structural integrity, and that's why it was chosen. It is not for us to question why this terrible tragedy happened. God will smite those whose wickedness harm innocent souls. The bomb contained traces of parasites, citric acid, and nitromethane. Are you familiar with this substance? I'm afraid I have no chemist. Perhaps they were used by those renovating the floor. I have some questions about some of the people. If I know them, I'll do my best to answer. Was there anyone else on the 13th floor with you? No, the workers were not there that day. Alex was with me. Oh, and there was this woman there smoking in the lobby. Let's talk about this woman. I doubt she had anything to do with any of this. What impression did she give you? She just seemed bored with the job officer or tired by it. She's thinking away to smoke on an empty floor, so juvenile. Why did you try to convince her to stop smoking? Well, smoking destroys our bodies. I think it is as simple as that. I usually try to aid lost souls. What did she do? She sat on her box in the lobby and smoked a cigarette, her eyes into those Satan windows as smartphones. Let's talk about Alex Nowak. He is such a special boy and he's come so far. What's your impression of him after the time spent together? Officer, if you could imagine but a fraction of what he has been, you would admire him as much as I do. Did he say anything suspicious in the elevator? Or when you were on the 13th floor? Who, Alex? I agree he does sometimes say strange things, but that cannot be held against him. What did he do on the 13th floor? I don't think he did anything, he just waited for me in the lobby. Why was Alex Nowak there with you? He usually helps me with fundraising and we had just finished a meeting. Alex looks at you as some sort of saying, are you comfortable with this? You must understand, Alex is not like other people. He doesn't use language quite like a normal person would. So I understand you truly don't believe it? Okay. I think it's going to change here. I assume by this point you know about the Liberation Front. The only redeeming quality is their conviction, so sad is so misplaced. What is your opinion on the principles the front is fighting for? I think they sound good on paper, but I don't think they even bother with the paper they wrote them on. How do you feel about their aggressive means of pushing their agenda? It shows conviction and rhetoric nowadays. If only they understood that You can only reach people's hearts through words. Were you forced to work with the Liberation Front? No, I was never contacted. Even so, my professions are immutable to such pressures. I feel like you're not working with me, Gabriel. I'm sorry, but I try to assist you as much as possible. Are you hiding what you sought to cover for someone, trying to save their soul or something? Oh, I would not. I believe laws are to be followed when they don't stand part of the greater good. Okay, I need to switch back to those people. I feel like you're not working with me, Maya. How's that? Did you participate in the bombing because you're angry at your company, perhaps for not addressing sexual harassment complaints? That's the motive? That sounds so wrong. What? You think I would complain about sexual harassment? How it is condemnable, but be willing to kill innocent people? Yeah, it's just like what I thought there. That sounds really dumb. Oh, I will work for a foundation. I'm not a police officer like yourself. Oh, you mean figuratively, as in collaborating. Are you hiding what you saw because you're afraid of the people that did this? I am quite afraid of them. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should shut up. They sound dangerous. Okay. I haven't asked her about the Liberation Front, have I? No, I have. There's just nothing about it here. Can you please elaborate on your favorite travel destination? Tropical destination. Look, officer, you don't need to do small talk with me. And I really hope this helps the investigation in any way. They accentuate every word. I'm sorry, I struck a chord. It was not my intention. You were one of the last people at the crime scene. Understanding who can emotionally influence you is relevant for the investigation. I understand. The answer is yes, I'm single. I don't really have the time for a relationship. I mean, I did it back when I had a job. Okay, let's not ask her about it then. There's just nothing here for me to ask about. Like, she doesn't know anything about the bomb or anything. I think we can safely assume that Maya is not our suspect. I mean, not our target here. No, we have Alex Nowak and the priest Gabriel. All these tours and photo shoots you do with Father Gabriel must be taking their toll on you. Nah. Right now is what I'm interested in. The now is all because of Father Gabriel's charity. It wouldn't be the now. It is without that. So you enroll in the Humanitas program. Oh, we haven't asked him this question. No, Father Gabriel enrolled me. I didn't see the point, but he insisted. What sort of treatment did you receive at this charity? Coordinate specialty care. Could you elaborate on what that means? It means that someone tosses you, then someone else gives you the pills, and someone else is your friend. Did the symptoms ameliorate or disappear completely? It made everything quieter, and quiet helps me to stay focused. It's good. How long were you under treatment? It never stops. I'm in my second year now. Is religion the main focus of humanities? It's led by a priest. What do you think? They try to convert people. I mean, they're not shoving Bibles down people's throats. Shoving Bibles down people's throats, if that's what you mean. But it is led by a priest. Does it have a religious agenda? Just agendas with cylinders and stuff. There were sermons from time to time. Are you religious, Alex? I've got enough to worry about in this life without worrying about the next one, you know? What the hell are you talking about? There's a back then and there's a right now. They're different, of course. Can you describe the symptoms back from here? They're talking. I listened too much. They were very distracting. I couldn't focus. Oh, this guy might have, multiple personalities disorder thingy. Don't even tell me. At that time, someone just tell him something, and he activate the second character in him. And that second character planned the bomb. Who knows? That might be the case, but we haven't managed to figure anything out yet. Nah. You said both that you heard about the explosion on the radio and that you saw it from afar. Which one is it? Well, both. I saw it from a distance and I also heard about it on the radio. Father Gabriel is using you to boost his donations. Quite shady behavior for a priest, don't you think? Listen, he's done me a lot of good. If he asked me to drive out in the middle of the night to meet people, I owe him that much. So a crazy man is given as an example and put on a pedestal seems deceitful to me. It's nice of you to try to help, but not everyone is as righteous as they try to seem. Yeah, I'm sure you know a thing or two about that, don't you? There's just nothing else. He doesn't want to think about it. Let's ask him again. There's just nothing left. The explosions. So I understand you truly don't believe. You don't believe Alex truly sees you as a saint. Okay. What did he do on the 13th floor? I don't want to use violence here. I mean, they haven't talked or do anything suspicious enough. We're still suspecting Alex Nowak or Gabriel Adams. That's almost a strange thing, but that cannot be held against him. No, the workers were not there that day. Alex was with me. Oh, and then this was woman there smoking in the lobby. I know of stress associated with your job office, but please do not turn it into right up on the innocent. We haven't had anything I can use. I will not be able to disclose this kind of information. Oh, let's talk some more about what your charity does, as you wish, let's say. Okay, we haven't had this one before. I understand from Alex that you do something called coordinate specialty care. Is that treatment unique to him? No, it's actually common recovery therapy for those with psychosis. And still from the psychologist working with us. Okay. Fuck me, man. We haven't found anything new. It's been quite a while now. We're kind of stuck here at the moment. Maybe you have something else. I still didn't understand who the woman was. I never did either, but if you want, I can describe her to you. Can you please describe the woman to me? Yes, 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 of everything else. Not all her hair color change. What? People in the seats. What did you talk with him about in the elevator on the floor? Waffles. Apparently, he really liked waffles, and that he was doing artworks to this new headquarters for humanitarians who wanted to open. It was longer than that, but that was the gist of it. Fuck. Fuck me, man. I don't know who did it. Fuck, we're getting stuck here. And I can't do anything about it. Try to think, Maya, do you have any idea why someone would choose that specific building? Best bet is because there are many people here. Let's talk about the art janitor. I don't think this is relevant at all to the investigation, but if you think it is important, we can talk about it. The Liberation Front does have sway over frustrated individuals. That includes sexually frustrated individuals. I think that's what these people are. I mean, they are surely frustrated by things, and they're expressing it's like sex-crazed assholes, but you don't need to have a frustrating sexual life to be a sexual predator. Many of these people have plenty of sex, they sometimes even brag about it. Can you please give me some names? I don't know, I could lose my job. I can send you an email later with all their names, but if you want me to press charge, I'm not comfortable doing that. So I'll get the names from you later. Yeah, sure, please don't get me in trouble. Do you recollect any particular sexual harassment incidents? They have been every often. At a certain point, all the jokes, unintentional touch, proposition, and innuendo start blurring into each other. Do you have any other colleagues that have also been harassed by these individuals? Yes, most women in the office, most people did not, partially out of fear and partly because they got too used to live in a sexist society. So most women in there have been harassed, yes, even though many were denied. Money's money. There's just nothing else here. I can't think of anything. I'm asking you again, do you often go to smoke on the 13th floor? Oh yes, I do. I'm a smoker and there is no other quiet place where I can do it. Why did you lie to me the first time I asked you if you often smoke there? Well, I was afraid. Smoking is forbidden in the whole building. I don't want to get into trouble. Holy fuck, it's getting way too hard for me here. It's getting out of reach here. Like, look at this. Look at how many questions are there. Fucking hell, it's fucking hard to keep track of everything. Admit it, Maya, you hated your workplace and the people allowing harassments there. You used your frequent smoking breaks to transport explosives that you have no alibi for. When you went the time with the explosion, you even tried to throw suspicions onto poor Janet. You planted the bomb. What? No, what the fuck? I didn't do anything. You know what? If you really believe that, try proving this in court. See if any sane individual will buy your absurd story. Man, you push her to this. Wow, that was just wow. We still don't have anything to close the case on her. It might be her, who knows? Fuck, we're getting deceived left and right. I don't know what is the truth anymore. Oh my god. You've done nothing but evade my questions. It's clear you have something to hide. Emotions at the devil's gateway. Lock them up, chain them, and you chain your demons, Alex. I feel you have answers, Alex. The nanobots have reached your brain by this point. You have no choice but to comply. Uh-oh. Well, both the recipients and the generators of guilt. The cycle cannot be broken. They shake their head, slouching as they demand a change. Uh-oh. You're not working with me here. Welcome to play make about a dull boy. Did you participate in the bombing because the voice in your head told you to? Crazy people do crazy things, I hear. What you need to realize is what I am, a voice in your head. Oh my god. It's clear that you planned the bomb, Alex. Also, the truth bomb exploded and the officer missed them entirely, but the fifth eye is closed. Free will and destiny are not mutually exclusive. We do what we must because we choose so. Oh my god. What did you choose to do, Alex? The man should give you 3 gallons. Make sure it says nitromethane on them. Bring them over, but don't shake them too hard. What is the destiny you're talking about? We don't meet others by coincidence. Father Gabriel, you that nice lady in the elevator, there has to be a reason for it. Where did you get these ideas from? Father Gabriel told me I could choose to be strong, but also that God has a place for me in his plan. Tasks like these keep me going. And I know you don't get had the explosions. I left a piece of me behind, it died there. Holy fuck. You! It's not going to say anything about the 13th floor. It's now a graveyard for those that could not be saved. We should have tried harder. Fuck them, they don't deserve mercy. What do you mean they could not be saved? We're born in sin, Alex. We breathe it, we drink it, we fuck it. This war is tame. Why do you think they don't deserve to be saved? We deserve nothing, and so the word of God is a boon of mercy. Our wickedness will be cleansed. How could you have tried harder? Smile, smile and show them how strong you are. Even the devil unknowingly does God's work. What do you think about the ideals they're fighting for? Many strong, independent voices, each demanding attention, but they all want something new. How do you feel about the aggressive means of pushing the agenda? I think if you believe in something good, you should do everything for it. You sound sympathetic to their cause. Are you a member? You're not yet to become a full member of Humanitas, Alex. Not yet. Do you think what they want is good? Father Gabriel says the flood was good because it came from God. The new flood will be his will as well. Uh-oh. Should you even hurt people? No, no, but you have to fight the good fight. And evildoers will get in your way to try to stop you. Holy shit. Think of yourself before thinking about other people. He's not going to say anything else. Are you hiding what you saw because you're afraid of the people that did this? You can't let the my sinful actions touch you, Alex. I'm a voice in your head. Okay. Father, why was Alex buying nitromethane? What did he tell you that? They blink repeatedly as the answers. He told me many things. We'll get to them. Please answer the questions. It was for my hobby. I build airplane models and make my own fuel. Model airplanes. Funny you never mentioned that. Are you part of any clubs? Haha, no, I just do it in my spare time. I very rarely get the chance these days. Why send Alex to pick it up for you? Send Alex? I don't remember. I may have done that sometimes. I must have been busy. Why do you need nitromethane, Gabriel? They smile with only the lower part of their face. It's a composite for making fuel for planes. It's commercially available, of course. Oh yeah, of course. They were trying to make a goddamn bomb. Should I ask Alex about any other errands he's doing for you? Don't stress the poor boy. He does a lot for humanity. You understand better if you don't push him too hard. No, let's go back to Alex. Other people don't matter. Only some are chosen, blessed, enlightened, like Father Gabriel. Anything new I can get out of him? Wait, about this explosion. Remind me, where were you when the explosion happened? Let's go home, Alex. Oh, fuck me. For everyone, destiny and I'm mutually exclusive. We do what we must because we choose so. The man should give you 3 gallons. Make sure it says nitromethane on them. Bring them over, but don't shake them too hard. Yep, that was the order from Father. Fuck. Oh shit, look at all those new questions popping up here. Alex seems to believe that humanities and liberation found at the same thing or somehow connected. Can you explain this? Officer, I understand what you're trying to do, but no, neither you nor a court should listen to what a person with a mental illness has to say. And that's exactly the reason why you're using him. Because nobody will believe him. Goddamn, you fucking piece of shit. Even though he might say the truth, nobody's going to believe the guy. That tells me you preach about our irredeemable sinful nature, yet your charity does just that. It tries to redeem people. Isn't that contradictory? Let me think for a second and explain. We deserve nothing, officer, yet God extends to us a helping hand because of his infinite love for us. Alex got this idea that the ones who are not chosen do not matter. This sounds awfully similar to your idea that only some deserves to be saved. Did he get it from you? Well, I do not know exactly what Alex believes all souls matter, but it is true that our corporeal existence is quite Ephemeral. What do you mean we deserve nothing? Please listen, child. We're not entitled to his love, nor does any behavior entitle us to it. Whatever we do and whoever we are, we must remain humble. Of course, but they're just agents of good. But just as there are agents of good, there are agents of evil, tirelessly working to corrupt us, and we have the free will to choose whom we lend our ears, for better or worse. I will need to tell you to tell me who your main donors are. Officer, please do not jump to rash conclusions. Do you accuse of terrorism any individuals who purchase flammable materials and has the misfortune of being in your presence? I'm a man of God. I have dedicated my life to saving people. How could you think I would be capable of such an act? I am confused right now. Fuck! I don't know what to think anymore. I mean, we're suspecting these two are connected together. This guy gave the order to Alex. The one who planted the bomb might be Alex, but the one responsible is this guy right here. Should you even hurt people? No. Where did you say you got all these ideas from? Father Gabriel told me I could choose. Fuck. What did you say your view was on religion, Father? It's the ultimate human virtue, our ability to worship what elevates us from cattle. Alex tells me you believe we are about to face the new biblical flood. Look around how things are going. What do you think? I believe you're alright. We're burning our bridges. Just so, officer, the devil has taken deep roots, but do not lose hope. God will extend us a helping hand. Give us a fresh start. Liberation Front. Seems like another fanatical altar to me. It seems to me that they're trying to, kill everyone. Reset everything to zero again. Killing everyone. So that the humanity will be reborn. That seems to be the case. Fucking hell. How do you envision this flood literally rain? What would this new world look like? Well, where the world God easily reach everyone, a virtuous world, peace and love. Our children will build this promised land. What makes you think God is preparing to burn the place down? The signs are there. It won't be long now. The few chosen one must prepare the grounds for the rebirth. How do you envision this flood literally rain? No, of course not. That is metaphorical. A cataclysmic change of events that will wipe out the entrenched corruption, wherever it is, followed by a process of renewal and spiritual enlightenment. Yep, this shit again. So you believe that it was going to end? Man. This case way too fucking complicated. Like, what the hell is this? Oh my god. Those that have fallen into temptation, God cries for every soul that turns away from him. He hopes that may have one day to return. Because they have God's love and He may choose to reveal Himself to them. Give them a chance to reveal their new world, to pave the path like He did with Noah. Oh my god. All of this talk is getting way too damn frustrating. Officer, please do not jump to rash conclusion. Yeah. Drop it. I have you on record claiming the apocalypse is coming, as well as other extreme views. I also have you confessing to ordering the purchase of extremely flammable materials, claiming they are for a hobby that you cannot prove you have. On top of all these, I have evidence that you inquired particularly into the structural integrity of the building. And that is only what I got from you and Alex up until now. It's not the apocalypse, it's a new flood. Another chance to get things right, to do it properly this time. Alex has also told me about your troubling view that we're all damned and undeserving. How long until I get even more out of him? You planted the bomb. You want to bring this new flood yourself. Confess, priest. It's over. It's what a good Christian would do for his soul. As for his neighbor. For Alex. You might think you can stop it, you unwitting agent of Satan, but it is unavoidable. Our children will walk in the kingdom of God after the flood cleansed the souls of the wicked. Report the findings. We got him. That was one hell of a fucking case. Interrogation successful. Adams cannot be charged. The Children Order Special Unit has been conducting investigations regarding the tragic terrorist attacks that took place several days ago. We now have a solid list of suspects. We're still tracking down possible links. I think this might help us with the case. In regards to the explosions that target the downtown Spring office building, our team was able to determine the exact nature of the bomb as well as its precise placement. And brought in for questioning 3 potential suspects identified through on-scene CCTV footage who had access to the floor, who were involved had incriminating access to the floor. This one. The question has resulted in the confession and arrest of Gabriel Adams, a priest who admitted his condition, called later social activist. He was a priest who admitted his connection to the Liberation Front terrorist group, as well as to the manufacturing and placement of the explosives. Through an NGO he founded, Humanitas, Gabriel Adams had gained unrestricted access to the building by renting out the 13th floor. where he placed a bomb. It was Site 8 in this by Alex Nowak, a troubled young man enrolled in humanities care system due to his circumstance. He would not be charged but placed into a mental facility after further questioning. Conspiracy? No, this one right here. Do we really have a solid list of suspects, though? Not quite. We're still tracking down possible leads. I mean, the guy did not tell us any names. He just told us about his view. I'm going to print it. That's my choice. If we get fucked over by it, then I'm sorry. Great job, boss. Now that we have Adams and poor Nowak, we should get to grilling them. Which one of us do you want on Nowak? What do you think that works better on the guy? Tap, you take Nowak. Can Tap do that? I'm entrusting it to Tap then. And on Gabriel Adams. Marty, you take Adams or Jennifer. Let me think. Who should I pick here? Jennifer. I think you can do it. We now have 7,000. Pressure the NGO that will connect to Father Gabriel's Humanitas project to sponsor our campaign, given how that organization proved to be compromised. Past service bonus. Yeah, support, I need that. This one as well. Pressure NGOs that were connected to Father Gabriel's Humanitas project to sponsor our campaign, given how that organization proved to be compromised. Consult senior officers. Let's do that. Hopefully it will work out. Countless hours of egg grilling items, and I have nothing. Well, I bring good news. It was a long questioning, but I've managed to gather an extensive list of descriptions and partial names from Nowak. H is a potential hit. Alright, Dad, we have to start digging into this list. There's a full name here, Helen Kufos. As if I can track her down. Greetings. In light of some of the recent developments, it occurred to me that there was a personal aspect best disclosed for the record. It has to do with my background. I wanted you to know that during college I was part of a group that subscribed to an anti-authority political outlook. Evidently, I hold none of those views today. Did you do anything illegal as part of this group? Makes it hard to trust you with sensitive tasks given our enemy. Hal Thompson, that's not even your file. Why would you go and tell me this? In the interest of transparency, to ensure you have all relevant information. Well, by the way, about Cape Industry in your declassified file. What of it? The sort of commitment to justice and bravery you show there, I know I can trust you. To me, to keep silent about wrongdoing simply to be an accomplice. Thank you for that trust. Anyway, let's see what's going to happen now. Phil. Ward refused to speak to us, citing the lack of respect he has for our practice. Press approval is getting up. Authorities' approval. It's not looking that good for us. Our popularity is still down. Fucking hell. A day of infamy. Making sense. By Eddie Walker, we thought we were safe. As the skunk confused shoppers were being evacuated from the city mall. Yeah, blah blah blah, bomb scored. Then we saw the flash of the first explosion. We heard it, then the second explosion somewhere further away. And they conclude with, we are no longer safe. Alright, let's continue on. Kufos is extremely shady. She had been asking plenty of questions about the final bomb site, both online and offline. Even visit to the site for thinly veiled reasons. Clients of her yoga studio report that she tried to interest them in an organization which want to make a new world. We have a strong suspicion about who she might be on the chat room, even though it has gone quiet. Quite quiet. So we think we have a slam dunk Liberation Front member in our grasp. Probably a false flag would bring them in to check. Fuck yeah, interrogation time. Are you serious? Oh, finally, bring them in. Well, I've already sent a squad to bring her in. She seems absent from the regular locations for a few hours now. So it might be a while, but I have other good news. Kufos has had a lot of contact with one Cassandra Hicks. Meetings, money transfers, contact between the two spiked significantly before the attacks. So while we look for Kufos, I grab Marty and try to find Hicks. That's very thoughtful of you. Nice. We have a situation, Jan Cole. She and Mordecai found Hicks. From the little they got by talking to her, they identify a very suspicious friend with her too, one Lucas Romano. He seemed extremely nervous talking to the police, and when the two suspects had a window, they bolted. There was a chase. The two of them, who seemed to be armed, have her up in an arbitrary establishment, a veterinary office. They have hostages too, it seems. They're making demands. We have a line in. We'll put you on a call with them. I have lined up the case for us. Marty is bringing you the Pope's boyfriend urgently, one Amethyst Garcia. If you obtain the release of hostage or one of the Pope, it will take a while. But we'll bring them right in for you to questions.